Oh, hi everybody. I am finally back after a couple of months off of YouTube. I am ready to come back and I'm excited to make more videos, but I'm not sure what my upload schedule will look like now that I'm in college because my time is a little more limited than it used to be. So you might have also noticed, oh my god, your video quality is so much better. Maybe you didn't notice that. That's because I got a new computer. I have a Mac now, and I'm super excited about it because I've wanted one for years and years and years. I finally have one right here, so very excited about that. So today I wanted to talk about feminism, my favorite topic in the whole world, right? And I wanted to address three of the biggest mistakes I think that we as feminists are making in the movement. And this is certainly not like a complete list of like all of my critiques of the feminist movement and all that stuff. And for the most part, I love what the feminists are doing. I'm part of that, and that's great. But I don't think that means that we can't do things better or we can't strive to make improvements. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And let's get started. So the first crucial mistake I think we're making is not having men be a big part of the movement. I know there's a lot of talk about male allies, and there are a few organizations out there that work to empower men to take on a role of healthy masculinity, and that talk about how men can be feminists and encourage men to be feminists and allies to females, and that's awesome, that's great. But I don't think it's going on enough because I'm like, men are still half the population, but they're certainly not half of all of the feminists that we see. And there's the fact that in opinion polls, close to a fourth of men identify as feminists. So that's a whole lot of men. That's a lot. A fourth of half the population, which I don't really know math, but that's still a lot. That's still somewhere like 12%, I think. So if 12% of people are saying, hey, I'm a feminist, but you're not encouraging them, you're not reaching out to them, and you're not making them your audience, then I think you're making a mistake. And because I think the message of feminism isn't reaching men because we're assuming that they aren't our audience, that they're not listening to us, that they, for the most part, are not feminists. There are male feminists, and male feminists are usually kind of seen as very godly and like, oh my god, you're the best person ever because you're a male that understands what the fuck we're talking about. But I don't think we see a lot of male feminists. Like I can name a bunch of feminists, but I can't really name you famous male feminists. Like there's just nobody that really comes to mind. And I think that's a problem, and it has nothing to do with domination and submission in like the broader context of sexism, but I just think that if we have more men as feminists, first of all, we have like more people on our side, which is great. And, we have more minds, we have more bodies, we have more people to organize with. It's never a bad thing to have more people on your side. And, male privilege is a thing. So the men that are feminists, that are speaking out, are probably going to have more power and a louder voice. And I think that we do need to take advantage of that. Okay, the second major mistake I think that we as a movement of feminism, the second major mistake I think that the feminist movement is making is buying into the beauty myth. And if you've never read Naomi Wolf's famous book, The Beauty Myth, first of all, you should totally go and get a copy right this second. Like, pause this video and buy the book and then come back and watch the rest of it. But seriously, it's that good. But if you have never read it or anything, basically it goes on the principle that women are taught that our power and sexuality and our worth come from our beauty, and that beauty is this like really important thing, and if you don't have it, you're just worthless and invaluable. And in order to be beautiful, you have to do all these things like wear makeup and straighten your hair and lose weight and wear stylish clothing. And I see a lot of feminists who say things like it's okay to wear lipstick and also fight for the destruction of patriarchy or something to that extent, where we talk about how it's okay to make your own decisions in regards to your appearance and your body image, and then it's not in contradiction to your status as a feminist. And I agree with that to an extent, but I think we've gotten to the point where we've gotten a little bit lazy with it. We just say, hey, it's okay, do what you gotta do, honey. We don't say, why don't you think about why you feel the need to put on lipstick before you fight patriarchy? And think about why it makes you feel good to do that. And why you feel the need to do that. And whether it actually makes you feel good or if you just think it makes you feel good and it actually creates this artificial need that wasn't there in the first place. Because you weren't born needing to wear lipstick in order to feel good about yourself or to feel pretty. But now you do need it in order to feel pretty or good about yourself. So what does that say? And what's going on there? You know, there's obviously some room to dig deep, and I think a lot of times we just stay on the fucking surface and say, as a woman, it's your decision, it's your body. People already tell you every fucking second of the day what to do with your body, so make your own decisions and feel empowered and good about those decisions. And I agree with that, like I said, but at the same time, I think you need to analyze and think about why you want to make those decisions in the first place, and whether you're actually empowering yourself or if you're giving yourself a false model of empowerment. And the last mistake that I think we're making is engaging with conservative extremists. I see all the time on places like Tumblr posts about some extremist conservative asshole who's trying to take away a woman's right for something. And while I think it's important that we know this is going on and that we fight it, a lot of times I think we actually kind of fuel their fire because we engage with dialogues with these people and we act as if their points are legitimate and we give them publicity. And I'm like, no, that's not good. And it puts us on the defense, which usually is not a place that you want to necessarily find yourself in a social movement. You usually want to be more on the offense and the one that's taking action instead of responding to it. You know, and that's a problem. I think a lot of times the feminist movement responds to negative things that are happening, but we're not necessarily putting new things out there. And I think that's a problem. Because how are we ever really going to make progress if all we're doing is fighting against the backlash and we're never actually presenting our own agenda? And feminism does this, and especially in the past, I think even more has done this. But I think now we're responding too much to the backlash and giving in to it too much to where we're not organizing ourselves. We're too busy fighting the other side who is organizing and who does have their own agenda because they never seem to be on the defense. Just saying. So that is this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.